friends, welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new. Today we are heading into Target to see all of the new Hearth and Hand and Studio Mcgee items that they have out. I think they also have some Threshold items as well. I've been looking online and I have my eye on a few things. After I took all of my Christmas decor down, I restyled the areas in my home, like floating shelves next to our fireplace in the living room, our shelves in our kitchen, and I looked and saw what I needed as far as fillers. And one thing that is on the top of my list are faux houseplants. I have a black thumb, so I opt for faux plants that look really realistic. And I've seen that there are a lot of good ones that have just been released on Target's website, so I'm hoping that they'll have some good ones in store. I'm looking for a full faux tree, and then I'm also looking for several potted plants. I'm going to be sharing my favorite finds from these collections. All of it seriously looks stunning, and it's one of my favorite drops that they've had in a long time. I know this is a spring launch and it's still winter time, so I'll be sharing things that are great year-round, everyday decor. I'm not going to be buying any spring florals, but I will show some of those if they have them. So let's go ahead into Target and see what they have. I'll also share things on the website if I don't see them in store that I think are beautiful and great deals. And then after the shop with me, I'm gonna head back to the house and I'll show you guys what I picked up and how I styled the pieces in my home. All right, we just got to Target and it kind of looks like a mess in both of these sections, so bear with me. But the first items we're going to look at in the Studio Mcgee line are the faux plants. Now these are Threshold and Studio Mcgee grouped in one, but here are some of my favorites. I'm going to try to link everything that I can down below in the description box, so be sure to check that out. This faux tree was beautiful, $150. I love the basket that it came in and the foliage on it. I thought it was absolutely stunning for the price. They also had lots of good plants that would be perfect to pop on shelves or even coffee tables. Tons of different ways you can style these, and they also had some that were flowers that would be beautiful on nightstands for the springtime. I also loved this wreath. This one ran for $40 and I thought it was a great deal for as much as you got on the wreath. This olive branch arrangement has also been really popular for $35. It's very full and probably one of my favorite ones that included the vase with it. All right, now we're moving on to the Studio Mcgee home decor. They had lots of beautiful marble pieces, lots of trays. They had some wooden trays and tons of vases. This is what I love to see. They had great prices. Most of them ran anywhere from $20 to $30. There was one that was in the $40 range, but it looked like a high-end dupe. I'll share that in just a second. But these would be beautiful on coffee tables, on open shelves. They even had bowls that you could put fruit in that were stunning. They also had lots of different stems that you could fill these vases with, and I loved this bowl. This one really caught my eye. I ended up passing it, but I thought it was a great deal. I loved the texture inside of the bowl, which I feel like is kind of rare, and it was $20. And then this is the high-end dupe vase. This looks like something you would see in amber interiors. It did run for $40, but it was very sturdy, and you could put water in it if you wanted to use real stems, as well as these black, really distressed vases. I loved those as well. Those have been very popular. They also had a few candlestick holders that were really unique, again with that marble feel, and some bookends that were marble. Those ran for $25 a set. They had some really beautiful runners that were in those rich, moody colors, a beautiful floor lamp. This wicker lamp with the pleated lampshade is stunning. This one ran for $70. And then if you're in the market for some really large baskets, they had a good variety of those. The shorter one would be beautiful on a coffee table, and the bigger ones would be beautiful underneath a bench. So overall, I loved this whole line. Now we're moving on to Hearth and Hand, and again, we're going to start with the faux plants since that is what I am personally looking for. Here is their little arrangement that they have already put together. This one ran for $35 as well. It is a little bit lighter shade of vase than the Studio Mcgee one, and it was a little more sparse, but I thought it was beautiful, and it came in a few different sizes. They also had some stems. They had really pretty olive stems, and the star of the show were the faux plants. They had lots of different ones to choose from that were very pretty. They draped down. They would be beautiful on bookshelves, lots of different price ranges, but what I was most excited to see was this tall faux tree. This came in two different sizes. One was $150, one was $50. They are stunning and definitely look like something that's more high end. Now I'm going to share my favorite home decor and kitchen items from the line. They had tons of beautiful desk items like this lamp. This one ran for $60. They had lots of clocks and calendars and some artwork. They just had really unique shelf items as well, and landscape art pictures, lots of hanging organizers and bookends, lots of really beautiful things, lots of copper and golds and marble. I love to see it. This whole marble line is stunning. They had coasters, a tray, they had salt and pepper shakers, all in this really taupey gray marble color. They also had some pretty linens, candle snuffers. Their candles smelled so good. I love this gold color. They had some really pretty gold trays and storage boxes. They had some new cake stands, which I was happy to see. I loved these. They are so modern and beautiful. This bowl was also one of my favorites. All right, guys, we are back home, and I wanted to show the items that I picked up today from Target, and as you can see, I found some really good options for faux houseplants to put throughout my home. I knew I wanted a few for our living room shelves, and then I also wanted some in the kitchen. I feel like during these winter months, I don't want any greenery stems necessarily, so I'm opting for more true houseplants that look very real but are faux, so they will look good all year round. I don't have to necessarily worry about keeping them alive and spending money on them. Even though I do love planting things, I love planting gardens outside, but for me, houseplants have just been a little more finicky. So I'm gonna share which ones I love, but first I wanted to share a kitchen find. This whole kitchen marble set from Hearth and Hand was stunning. I loved all of the pieces. I think they are so timeless and classy. They're gonna last years and years. A lot of the Hearth and Hand items that I've purchased in the past, I still use today. Like my cake stand, I still have that, and I still use it every single week, filling it up with baked goods. Their cookbook stand, I absolutely love, and I have that next to our stove. They're just really good staple pieces. So when I saw these marble salt and pepper shakers, I knew that I wanted to see if they had them in store, and I found them. They are such great quality. They're very heavy. They look so high end, and these were only $14.99. So here's a close-up look of them. They are like a true warm marble, lots of pretty veining. I've already washed them, and I have our salt and pepper in them, and I just have it styled on a little turntable next to our stove with my olive oil or avocado oil, and then I also have a utensil holder with some silicone kitchen utensils that I got for Christmas. So I'm gonna be sharing a full Amazon favorites video here soon, so let me know if you'd like to see that down below in the comments. But I'm just gonna share all of my favorite Amazon home finds that I currently have in my home, and then things that are on my wish list. The kitchen utensils are on there, and they are so good. They don't scratch my pots and pans. I love them. So I have the salt and pepper shakers next to those. Now let's talk about the houseplant. First up is this houseplant from Studio Mcgee. I love it. I think it looks so realistic. It's very flowy. It just looks so real. This is a medium-sized potted plant, I would say, and I love putting these on shelves so they can kind of drape down. This one was $25. Wait till you see the pot. It is gorgeous. A lot of times with faux plants, I'll have to repot them or like put the pot in another pot. This one, I don't have to. I love the warm, rich terracotta look to it. It's just a ceramic though. It's not heavy or anything, but I think this is stunning. And then you can see the leaves. They just look so real. I don't know how they do it, but I'm so glad that they do for people like me who have a hard time keeping plants alive. Okay, the next one, I think the next two are from Hearth and Hand. Actually, I'm not sure. This may be just Threshold. I'll link all of these down below, as well as some of the other products that I shared in the shop with me that I loved, but I didn't personally pick up. This little potted plant was $6.99. And again, I love the more like flowy type of plants. This one has a slight stripe to it, and I got this one to put on one of our side tables in our living room. I love dispersing plants around our home to create a very cohesive feel whenever you're looking at all of it as a whole. Here's this one. I think it's so cute. Again, very realistic. And this is more of a kind of plaster or even concrete. It's more of a creamy white though than like a gray pot, and I love this as well for $6.99. I feel like that is such a good deal. I wouldn't mind picking up a few more of these to pop into bathrooms or to put on little shelves just to fill in, maybe on a stack of books or something. I was even playing with it on our fireplace mantle in the living room, and I love that as well. So love this little guy. I feel like you could use this one in multiple different ways, and they had a lot of good ones in this smaller size. Next up is this one from Hearth and Hand. Okay, this one definitely is Hearth and Hand because it says it on the bottom. This one was also $25, and this is I would say medium-sized houseplant. It's very flowy. Again, this one I'm planning on putting in our kitchen on our open shelves, and this one looks and feels very real. I feel like when it's on a shelf, you are not going to be able to tell that it is faux. Here are the leaves on these. They almost even have that kind of like waxy feel that real plants would have, and it looks like they have new growth on them. There's little buds. I love those little touches. I think this is a very well done house plant. Again, more of a creamy white, almost concrete, but not quite. I think this is stunning, and I will be leaving this pot as is. So like I said, I'm gonna pop this on some kitchen shelves, and I feel like that brings so much life into a space and just really livens the area up after you've taken all of the Christmas greenery down. This one caught my eye, and it was a great price. This one was $15, and I would say it's a small to medium size. Again, it flows very beautifully. It has some height to it. They're all a very neutral green. They're not too dark, and it has more of a fabric type of leaf versus a waxy feel. And the pot is also more plain. So I feel like you kind of get more bang for your buck by paying $10 more for a bigger one. But I already had a pot in mind that I would put this in. I think this is probably a pothos. I'm not really sure. I don't know my plants super well. Sorry this has turned into a plant video, but that's just what I saw I needed with my decor. And last but not least is the tree from Hearth and Hand that I had my eye on. This came in 2 different sizes, so I'll link both of them down below. You could use both in so many different ways, but I loved the tall one to put in our dining room in the corner. I originally had our Christmas tree there, and I knew I wanted to fill something back up in that space. And when I'm looking through design books, I always see just a larger faux tree in the corner with minimal dining room decor, and that's what I'm really drawn to. Keeping it very clean, simple, crisp, but it still brings that pop of life. So I love this tree. I love the pot that it came in. It also has faux rocks on the bottom, or like faux soil maybe. But what I love about it is my 1-year-old can't pull them out and try to eat them. I had some moss put into our faux olive tree pots, and she was constantly pulling it out, and it would just shed everywhere. So I was happy that this one had the rocks or soil in place. That way she can't do that. So this is by far my favorite faux tree I've ever purchased. I'll link all of my favorites down below. There were so many to choose from, too many to choose from. All of the items were so beautiful. Really got me excited to decorate and style our home for the new year. So stay tuned for some styling videos. I'm going to be redecorating my living room after Christmas. I'm so excited for this new year and all of the projects to come. I'm gonna try to do more shop with me videos because you guys seem to love them. So let me know where you'd like to see me go next. The same day that I filmed in Target, I also went to Marshall's and I found some really great deals there. And so I'm excited to share those with you. They are high-end looking items on a budget. Stay tuned for that video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all soon in my next one. Bye friends.